What's really good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic on the Boxing Grind, talking about Oscar De La Hoya as a promoter. How would I rate him as a promoter? And I was on a group thread a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, Oscar's a great promoter, and Oscar's this and Oscar's that." I don't see it, man. I don't see him being a great promoter. I think he's okay. Solid at best. And I'll tell you why. Business-wise, he dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? He let Al Heyman run off with all his fighters. It was his fault because he went into, whatever rehab for his cocaine habit. You know what I'm saying? And then, he talked all that junk about Canelo beating Floyd Mayweather. And then all of a sudden he went into the rehab for his cocaine habit and then show up to the fight and then live up to give Floyd his props for beating his little protege. But that's don't even matter here. Business-wise, part of being a promoter is handling business and hashing out deals and getting fighters and building them up to be a star. What fighter has Oscar built to be a star? Really Canelo Alvarez sells itself. He was fighting on free Mexican TV, and that's how his popularity jumped in Mexico. Yes, Oscar did introduce him to the American public, but Canelo looks like a star. He was born to be a star. It wasn't too much work and too much build up to make Canelo a star. Let's keep it real. It wasn't too much work. Other than that, what has Oscar De La Hoya done? Without Al Heyman and his fighters, Oscar De La Hoya is nothing. Really. He had Madonna, even though who went over that got managed by Al. And he says, "Oh, if I had Deontay Wilder, he'll be a star." If Al Heyman, like people say, if Al Heyman wasn't the biggest factor in the Golden Boy, why didn't Golden Boy rebuild back up? Why isn't Oscar De La Hoya able to get more American stars? I understand that he has a large young stable of young Mexican and Latino fighters, and that's cool. But why can't he get the American amateur talent? Why is Al Heyman absorbing all the amateur young American talent? Marcus Brown, Earl Spence, Rasheed Warren. Dominic Brazil. He got that whole Olympic team. Every year he get all the great Olympians. You know what I'm saying? Richard Hitchens, Erickson Lubin. You can go on and on. What's the best American talent that Oscar De La Hoya has? I don't know. He had an American talent by the name of Eric Hunter, who's from Philly, very erratic, but one of the most talented fighters, in a 126-pound division. He just could never put it together mentally. Fought Lee Selby about a year ago and just can't put it together. But he was on the Golden Boy staff and said that, they didn't treat him right. I heard they used the N-word loosely around there. You heard Nate Campbell say they didn't promote the minority fight, the black fighters right. Even Abner Mares, I think, came out and said that Oscar De La Hoya wasn't promoting him right, and he's Mexican, So what is he like? Where does the aura, or I can't think of the word. Where does this statement come that Oscar De La Hoya is a great promoter? I don't see it. I don't see it. He hasn't built one star. And he's basically living off the hype of being the first, boxer to start his own promotional company and be a boxer's promoter. And that's cool. That's cool. And that's great to go down for your legacy. But as a promoter, he ain't doing nothing. Richard Schaefer, he showed him the ropes about the boxing game. Richard Schaefer showed him the ropes about the financial game. But look at him, Eric Gomez, who don't know how to match make. Two stuffed animals. Bernard Hopkins ain't nothing but a figurehead. And you think him having Bernard Hopkins as, as a black guy to his, right or left side, whatever way you want to say it, would be able to help him, recruit more, American U.S. talent. But it's not. It's really not. And he's trying to, trick guys into getting a Miguel Cotto fight and signing a long-term deal like Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia, some of the young American talent. And they're not going for it, man. They're not going for it. And at the end of the day, he tried to get Lamont Peterson as well. He wasn't going for it. Because he can't go out there and recruit talent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't want to mess with a guy who's wearing fishnets and sniffing cocaine. Let's just keep it real. And you know, a lot of dudes in America, they not feeling that, you know. And then again, he's not gonna front the cash that Bob Arum fronts for those, you know, Russian guys like Lomachenko and Lufic and stuff like that. He ain't gonna front the cash for no American talent like that. You know, Oscar De La Hoya, he's just not. And you know, as a promoter, he basic at best without Al Heyman and Richard Schaefer. Let's just keep it real. And you know, if you wonder what Richard Schaefer doing, he got Ringstar Sports. He's one half of the promoter for the World Boxing Super Series tournament, and he has a lot of great prospects coming up. American prospects, I mean, young Latino prospects. I mean, his young stable, if they reach their potential, half of them reach their potential, he's going to be a major player in the promotional ranks in America. And he also still working with Al Heyman. He just promoted the Leo Santa Cruz and Abdul Maris co-feature card on Fox. So, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that, man. I don't see Oscar being a great promoter. He was a trailblazer for letting other boxers come in and want to start their own promotional company. You know, I give him that. You know, he set the trend on that. But as far as, you know, being relevant in the sport of boxing, without Canelo, I mean, he probably wouldn't even, you know, he wouldn't be relevant. You know, let's keep it real. He wouldn't be relevant. He'd probably be out of business without Canelo Alvarez, you know, especially the Canelo and David Lemieux and stuff of that nature. But like I said, he lost a lot of fighters, and we're going to see how he bounced back. It's been a few years. He still hasn't completely bounced back. He's probably put a lot of stock in some of these young Latino fighters coming up, and hopefully they prosper and he's able to get back on track. But let me know what y'all think. We out.